You must flip Cadmus's neural cores. You have returned. I am Martian Manhunter, and you are listening to Podcast Beyond.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 174. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside the raccoon-eating Ryan Clements.
Oh no! Jesus Christ!
I don't
You gotta
like
be careful. It's rabies.
Yeah, I don't want
Too
to. I
bad.
don't want to eat raccoons.
How about eats like a raccoon, Ryan Clements?
Yeah, I like that.
You
Eats
wash
like a
everything,
raccoon.
you turn it your little spindly hands.
Yeah.
Always afraid you're gonna reach in through a keyhole and steal my butter. Get out of here, raccoon.
You walk outside in your backyard to throw some garbage out, and Ryan's in your garbage pail.
Garbage pail. You don't hear that enough.
No, garbage can. Garbage can.
Yeah.
Beyond Nation, I would like you guys to do fan art of me as like this raccoon hybrid, like sneaking into Greg's apartment at night.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Attila would fight you off.
Okay.
Next to him, he only does everything. Colin Moriarty.
Beyond. How are you?
Ooh, I love
Good.
it. It
Good.
sounds so great.
It does. It rolls off the tongue. I like
Yeah,
that
it
one.
does.
We actually got some. He only does everything.
Artwork
fan
here.
art from. It's one of the
This
Das
comes from-
brothers. Is
It came
Jason?
from Jason Das.
I know those guys from the Facebooks.
Oh,
They're-
do you
they're-
know?
Yeah,
They're your good friends?
they're very friendly. They're Canadian and they like hockey, so we talk a bit.
The Facebooks.
While
Can
we're
you lower my headphones a little bit? I don't
Absolutely.
know how to do it.
while we're mentioning
Got
that
it. I got
people that the fan arts, we got 2 T-shirts. Remember, once in a while we put up T-shirts on Cafe Press. I'm sure one day they'll be able to be bought somewhere else. Knock on the woods. This one we have this week. Sam Veal, who apparently looks like somebody Colin knows.
Yeah, he looks just like my college roommate Kevin. Well, I won't say his last name.
Was Kevin as creepy as Sam looks in that? Because don't get me wrong, Sam, you're probably an awesome dude. You listen to Podcast Beyond. But he sent in the photo, and he's sitting Indian style on a bed, and then he's got 2 Katamari heads in his lap.
Yeah, he was an interesting dude. I mean, he actually lives in
Kevin.
San Francisco. My friend Kevin.
Okay.
He works at Palm actually, and we're still pretty good buds. And it looks, dude, I'm telling you, I'll show you a picture. It looks just like him. It's
Looks
weird.
like Sam just killed the prince and the king of the cosmos and puts their head in his lap and then took a photo. And then way up top now we have Warner Gardner to add to. This kid looks like he took it outside of his high school, and Warner Gardner is going to be... He's already obnoxiously tall, but I can only imagine he's going to continue to go. Look at the limbs on this thing.
I know.
He's a chimera.
this thing.
He's a chimera hybrid, this kid. Jesus.
He's got the cooling packs coming out of his back.
Listeners, you can't see it, but he's helping a plane that was crashing. He's slowly bringing it to Earth. He's freaking.
I'm just being like, who has an answer to the homework assignment today, Warner?
Actually,
got arms like Doc Octopus's tentacles.
you can't see it in the picture, but it's actually he just punched a bird. And the bird
Mid-flight.
Oh, thank you for sending in your lives to be mocked.
We're not making fun.
They
It's
know
all-
if you listen to Podcast Beyond, which
It's
I'm sure
delightful
you do
teasing.
because you're doing it. You know, we're the conversational podcast. We're a bunch of friends hanging around talking PlayStation. If you're new to the show, welcome. Let's start it with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news.
Oh, I love
I got
it.
punched.
I liked that one. That was good.
I found we're recording late, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
We've
my fault.
Colin had a demo. Girl Fight was in here after that. A whole bunch of things. So we're late in the afternoon. Usually I'm run down in the afternoon, but today I was very excited for Beyond when I came into work, and I've been able to maintain that.
Ooh.
But right around like 12:30, I almost came and like grabbed you and was like, "Let's go record," because I was getting all crazy. So
Yeah, sorry. I text messaged you a little late. I didn't even update you on my situation.
it was fine. I got the sit rep when I needed it.
Everything happens for a reason, Colin.
Well, that's what they say.
I like
Yeah.
how it's Colin, of course. He only does everything, Colin Moriarty. He used to be God's Guru. He's moved over. I think he had one of your first like demos
Yeah,
like today,
yeah.
right? You're wearing this polo shirt. I've never seen you in a collared shirt at all.
Oh yeah, well,
it's very weird.
Someone asked me about this. So I haven't done laundry in a while, and I'm getting fat. So like the shirts that I wear, this is one of my 311 shirts.
Uh-huh.
It's like too tight on me almost. It's not very tight, but it
look
accentuates my gut.
Oh, okay.
So I knew I was seeing a game today, so I wanted to look presentable.
I got you. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, you look around this office. me and Hillary sitting around throwing things at each other. Very presentable.
This is only like one of two polo. Actually, I have two polo shirts. They're both the same. Just this one's gray and the other one's blue.
Oh,
That's basically it.
Very nice.
All right, Roper Report. This is brought to us by Colin Moriarty. No idea if the stories have been skewed to meet Mr. Moriarty's standards. Oh, I forgot. I have a note here, too. Thank you to the Martian Manhunter. He gave us a shout-out there at the beginning of the show.
Oh, yeah.
That was Anthony Nairn from the IGN Super Pals. I play DC Universe online about every night with Anthony, usually 4 to 5 hours. We've become good friends. I'm not making any of this up.
Do you really? So, would you say you actually do commit 4 hours a night to DC?
Yeah, I mean, usually I come home and stop. Last night was the first night where I was like, I'm gonna stop and play stacking so I can talk about it on the show. And it kind of felt like a chore last night. I was already grumpy from work and being tired, and then it was like we were having the normal DC Online problems of my mic doesn't work. Well, I can hear you, but God damn it, you know what I mean? Like, so I was ready and I sat down and played. But yeah, I think over the weekend we probably did we do 6 to 8. It's kind of insane how much I play. And now Steimer's completely pulled in. Steimer's on the phone, or the headset, talking in there and there.
She's just talking on the phone.
Yeah. Just talking Anyways, join the IGN Super Pals on the Redemption server, DC Universe Online. Anthony, thank you for your introduction. Here comes the Rover Report. Number 1. No doubt the biggest news of the week is Activision canceling the Guitar Hero series, as well as the standalone title True Crime Hong Kong. Guitar Hero may not be dead forever, but it's dead for the foreseeable future. True Crime is canceled because, quoting an Activision representative, it just wasn't going to be good enough. Freestyle Games, the DJ Hero developer, was also rumored to be hit with layoffs. Activision announced that there would be no new music games in 2011, so DJ Hero 3 doesn't look likely. Topic of the week, let's go.
Oh, also, just want an addendum, if you will. No skateboarding games, they said either, coming from them.
Damn.
Maybe not as urgent for the gamers out there.
Topic of the week: Activision changing its colors. I have to tell you right now, I was very impressed with everything they said on this thing.
Yeah.
Last year at GDC, I saw True Crime Hong Kong, and my preview, if I remember correctly, was like, I have no idea why they're showing this game. It's not ready. Animations are going through. It doesn't look good. I don't know if they can turn it around. And for them to say, yeah, it just wasn't that good, it's like, all right, yes. And they're like, yeah, we know everybody's sick of music games. We're sorry we made one where you changed into lizard people when you had superpowers at the end of the songs.
Yeah, it was like it was kind of like, remember when they made that really awesome game Prototype? And then they were like, we're going to make a sequel.
Okay, that's not exactly the same. People bought Prototype. There were positive people for Prototype.
No, I know.
I
never heard anyone say anything about Hong Kong.
I don't think that this means that they've changed their ways. I think this means that some numbers came in there, and because their numbers are their priority, it seems, they say, well, let's cut these loose. I'll figure it out later.
But you figure this is the company that bought up Sierra and looked at Ghostbusters and said, this isn't annualizable. Like their whole, that was what, 2-3 years ago now that happened? And that at that time, that was their MO, right? Yeah, we're going to make games and shove them down your throat every year until you hate them. And then we won't care. And they were doing that with Guitar Hero. And Guitar Hero still is that's still a brand people recognize. You know what I mean? That's still something that you connect with. So it's interesting to see him back off even for a year. There will be another Guitar Hero game. Period.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean, here's the thing about this is that it seems in a way they've learned a lesson. Now, we've talked about Electronic Arts and Activision on this show as being like really savvy, like they want to make money, and they do. Activision's like a very wildly successful company. We can say what we want about Bobby Kotick. That guy is laughing all the way to the fucking bank. Yeah. Like he's wildly successful because he makes savvy business decisions. But I'm confused. Like in a way, it seems like they've learned their lesson. Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock didn't sell well, and they don't want to. And they had a new Guitar Hero game in progress that they canceled. So they are learning a lesson in that respect. But in this, you'll see in the next news item is they also announced at the same time that, yeah, we're going to cut our losses with Guitar Hero. We're not making this game, but we're making a whole new studio that's going to make Call of Duty shit.
Number 2, Activision has announced the creation of a new studio called Beachhead. Its creation is specifically for digital content for Call of Duty games. Apparently, Activision ran Guitar Hero into the ground, but doesn't care about doing the same thing with Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I mean, that's exactly it. It's like everyone, it's obviously the music games, any of the music games, Rock Band, DJ Hero, any of that stuff, didn't have nearly the success that Call of Duty has had in the past 3 years. But at the same time, these good things can't last forever, and they will inevitably. I mean, mark my words. Whether it's in 2 years or 5 years, they will run that fucking series into the ground too. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing with that series.
How do you stop from doing that?
Right
now it's hot. It sold a bajillion copies or whatever the numbers were when it first sold. People are playing it and they want more. You can't say people don't want that.
Oh no, they do want more, but it's sometimes you can't give people exactly what they want. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to say like, no, seriously, it's like
The motto of Podcast Beyond.
I just like it's. I feel like we're entering some Rolling Stones song, and
Yeah.
it's, I'm about to hear Mick Jagger
let me
start.
tell you a story.
People want to want.
But if you try sometime, just not fine.
It's just a
Fuck off, people.
it's just a
Get
problem.
what you
Like if they care about the longevity of the Call of Duty name, they won't release a Call of Duty game next year. But they're obviously going to. They're working on it. They have Raven in on it and Sledgehammer and all these people. Everyone's working on it. You know,
Yeah.
and it's.
But and doesn't that say something though that they're bringing in different developers to do different things? This one's specifically for digital. Beachhead is specifically to say, thank you for buying the game. We're gonna support it with DLC, guns, some kind of anamorphous robot that comes out and is just ready to fight crime with you in the zombie mode.
Zombie mode.
Yeah, I mean, they have the hardcore shooter developer Raven working on shit.
Keep talking Japanese,
We'll
dog.
Gutted Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
Treyarch's obviously going to do stuff. I mean, it's just I don't know how long they can keep this going. I wish that they would use these resources, especially Raven, to make like another hardcore shooter and try something new. You know,
This is better for Raven in the long run. They come out and make an awesome Call of Duty game, then they can make another Singularity 2 or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
they
they'll
want.
make Singularity
They won't call it that because that's a dumb name, and it was a name that
what's
didn't
that
sell.
a dumb name?
Totally dumb name.
Why is that a dumb name?
'Cause it doesn't excite me at all.
Singularity doesn't
Yeah.
excite you. What does excite you?
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Dead Nation. You need dead in the title.
Dead or alive?
Oh, yeah. Beach volleyball. Give me some of that.
Ooh.
Dead to Rights.
Come on, the first one. Was
I didn't even think about how many games start with dead.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They got that one Dead Island, right?
Yeah,
And
Dead
that-
Islands. That's apparently still alive.
I'm still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's it. That's what we got to say. Number 3, the first DLC pack for Call of Duty Black Ops is already out on the Xbox 360, but it now has release date for PS3. First Strike map pack will be available March 3rd, and although no official price has been announced, it'll likely run you $15.
Yeah, I mean, if history's any indication. Plus, I think that's what it costs in whatever equivalent Microsoft points or whatever the hell they use on that system.
They use Shroot bucks over there.
Shroot bucks. One Shroot buck.
What's that conversion rate to a Stanley nickel? Chris Rober. Remember him? He made that
Yeah.
shirt. That was the first liar.
Podcast Beyond founder.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Ah, gosh. All right, so we're done with topic of the week. Activision.
Oh,
You're
that
not
was
sold.
easy.
You're not. Well, how do you feel about DJ Hero?
Well, so I have
love the DJ
Yeah,
Heroes.
I have mixed feelings about DJ Hero because I really sincerely enjoyed my time with DJ Hero 2 when I was playing it recently. And at the same time, I sort of felt like I put it down, and then recently I haven't really felt the need to pick it back up again. And maybe if a DJ Hero 3 came out, I'd feel even less passionate to go back and try it again. But the thing about those sorts of games is that I would love to have the most recent one for those nights when I'm like, you know what, I'm in the mood for some DJ Hero. And then I might look and I'm like, oh, I only have the first one. I don't have all the cool shit that came in the second one. So I can understand why people want to keep up to date with the latest in the series, especially if they actually change something. Like in DJ Hero 2 was fundamentally the same game, but there were a lot of very important improvements in DJ Hero 2 over the original one. So I'm a little sad to. So it's unclear right now what's going on with that.
Correct. Right now, it's just been Freestyle Games rumored to be hit with
Right.
layoffs. And then
But
Activision
also
said no
yeah.
music, no new music
Right,
games
right.
in 2011.
That's-
Maybe DJ Hero isn't new. It's just
Yeah. Well, also
Yeah,
maybe we'll just see a break in it, and then maybe 2012 when the world ends, we'll see DJ Hero
Before.
3.
Yeah, I mean, we're skipping the most important part about that particular equation, which is DJ Hero 2 didn't sell well. So, like, why would they make another one? You know?
True.
I agree. Like, I it's cool that they have, like, subtle variations in some of the games, whatever, but, like, the solution was always to just make a game that maybe you can patch with updates or whatever, or download new updates, but that is really just supported with music as DLC. Because I understand they want to maximize the amount of money they make or whatever, but at the same time, like if they had some foresight, they probably could have made more money and you know, over a longer period of time without having to spend so much by just saying they want to have like thousands of downloadable songs supported on the same platform or whatever. What's so funny?
Well, yeah, you started to lose it about halfway through that.
Colin,
What happened?
How scared would you be if the Undertaker came through that wall? Mid conversation about DJ Hero price and numbers.
Why would that happen? And it's a brick wall.
He's the Undertaker. You can punch
What do you just sit down and put headphones on?
We're talking about dead games.
I like DJ Hero.
Let me tell you what's wrong with this.
DLC. What
He
is
has
the
like real insight.
What does the Undertaker sound like, Greg? What's his voice like?
It's deep. I mean, it's not like crazy.
Does it have like the kind of southern like flair that some of those wrestlers that I've heard have?
Not like that. He's definitely got a twang that like the Undertaker, only the Undertaker has. But he didn't talk much in the beginning, and they started talking. Then he wrote out to Limp Bizkit songs for a while, and it was weird.
What was the guy's name that used to like the creepy old dude that looked like kind of like the Dunkin' Donuts guy that used to
Paul Bear.
Yeah.
Right, who would be in the suit next to him with the urn?
Yeah.
My Undertaker!
Yeah.
That's
that
Paul
guy
Bear.
was. I remember that guy. I don't know.
What the hell is that?
That's how he talked.
Whoa.
He'd
Yeah,
walk
he
around
had,
with the
like,
urn
yeah.
and he'd go, "Oh, Yokozuna, you think you're tough?"
Yokozuna, man.
Dead in real life.
I know it.
Oh, goodness.
Moment of silence.
That's so good. Oh.
You ruined it. You besmirched
Now
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna
Fist.
smashes through the wall.
Zombie Yokozuna, no.
Fist comes up through the ground.
All right.
What were we talking about?
You were talking about DJ Hero.
Doesn't
You
matter.
made your point.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
mean-
then I sidetracked it with laughing.
No, it's okay. That's fine. Let's move on.
All right, fine. That was it then. Topic of the week. Number 4 on the Roper Report. That exclusive Fallout New Vegas DLC on the 360 didn't take very long.
Is that
Last
what it
very
said?
long? Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't
alright.
last very long. Editor,
Yeah, whatever.
editor note. The first New Vegas
It didn't take
DLC
very long
pack,
either.
Dead Money, is coming to PS3 on February 22nd. There are 3 other packs planned thereafter, and they will be launching simultaneously on PS3 and 360.
Mm-hmm.
How's that treat you?
I think it's cool that, in a way, there was 5 on Fallout 3. There's only going to be 4, I think, for this. At least that's what we know of so far. So maybe they're focusing a little more. I just hope that there's a new. I know that a lot of people didn't like Dead Money, and I hope that one of them is like Point Lookout, where there's a new map and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to go back and play it on hardcore mode and get the rest of the trophies. So I'm going to wait for all the DLC to come out.
Okay.
And then do it.
Then you'll do like a game of the year. Did you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
play the New Vegas there, Ryan? Yeah, no.
Not.
I played a couple. I
couldn't even get through Fallout 3.
I loved Fallout 3, and I was totally ready for New Vegas, and I got it, and I was like, I don't want this. This is more Fallout. This is not what I'm in the mood for. I have it on the shelf one day. I'll feel like it.
I think, in a way, Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3.
Yeah.
But it doesn't run
Did
well.
they ever patch anything?
Yeah, they patched it.
They
They patched it twice.
How
least.
how much of an improvement would you say that made over there?
I don't even know if it was performance shit. I think it was just like certain things were broken and certain
Right. So
quests
I'm
were.
saying like for example the hat glitch that
They fixed that.
Okay.
I ran into another glitch that sucked, which was with the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a whole arc with them, and at the end you have to choose who you want to lead the Brotherhood of Steel, but like they wouldn't react. They would talk as if I hadn't talked to the other person over and over again. That was like one glitch that I ran into. I don't know if they've fixed that since, but they have a history of obviously not making them most technically fine games, but they
Buggy.
also fix them.
Buggy games.
Obsidian.
Yes.
That engine just seems flawed.
Number 5. You've seen it. You've known about it, and you probably don't want it. But the PlayStation phone is real. Officially, it's
That was really
called
good.
the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. We know little else about it, but we will on February 13th when Sony will have an official event surrounding their new device.
Yeah,
Its new device.
it's it's whatever.
Not whatever.
Yeah, there was a commercial during the Super Bowl. For it.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. They're the Super Bowl.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I know you didn't.
I
2
didn't
years in a
either.
row.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the commercials online. I wasn't too impressed.
I started.
Although I thought the little kid Darth Vader was adorable.
Everybody says
though.
that. I still haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was funny.
It's cute, you know. It's
Yeah.
not like super funny or anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute though.
I thought it was funny. I was like, when I first saw it, it was really good.
Is that what you? Is that?
No,
was
I'm
it,
lying.
huh?
I'm totally lying.
All right.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Go on.
Thanks to everybody who tweeted at me when they saw that kid in the Pepsi Max commercial that looked like me. There was a Pepsi Max commercial that looked like me,
Aw.
and there was a kid next to him
Oh,
that looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
Damon, and I got a lot of emails about that,
Yep,
or
yep.
Twitters about that.
Yeah.
And then one email today that said the guy who looked like Damon was you. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe he's confused on what show he's writing into and who you and Damon are.
it's possible.
Well, you know, I noticed we did get a confusing email. Some people do confuse us, I think, because one person was like, "I know Greg really loves documentaries."
Yeah, it happens. Well, we're just voices. They're trying to drive a car right now or operate a forklift. They got real work to
And
worry
then
about.
they
flip a van.
They flip the van over.
None.
That's the only one we curse. Number 6. Did you like The Darkness, which launched in 2007?
Is that what I said? 27.
No, 2007.
Oh, okay.
I tried. I don't know why I started to say 27. That doesn't make sense. 2007. Let's just restart the show.
All right. Welcome beyond.
Then you'll be especially happy to know that a sequel, Darkness 2, has been announced. There aren't any official details yet or a date.
Nope.
All right.
That's where
Did
you
anyone here
had-
like this game?
That's where you had
I
like
didn't play
the shadow snakes that talked
Yep.
to you, right?
Yep.
And they were like, "You must kill everyone,
No, I don't
Richard."
Want, I don't want. Is that his
What's
name?
the guy's name? I don't know.
I want to say Tony.
Tony.
Fred.
Fred.
I don't know. I didn't play it.
No, I watched some people play it, and I'd picked up a Darkness comic here or there. No, not my thing. Not what I wanted. No, thank you, sir. Number 7. Japanese developer Marvelous Entertainment, responsible for the Harvest Moon series, has canceled its in-progress RPG for PS3 and 360. It was never announced, however, and gamers only found out about it during an earnings call when the game was announced to be dead. Oh well. Oh well, said Colin.
Actually, when I was writing that, I'm like, this is going to be the one Greg skips to...
No, this is 7, and one you posted but came in late.
Oh, yeah.
Number 8, Pixel Junk Shooter, coming out March 1st.
Mm-hmm.
PSN release,
Nice.
as they call that one.
Wait, what?
Pixel Junk Shooter 2.
Has a release date of March 1st.
Wow,
2011.
I am out of it. I just thought that game was out already.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Throw the paper, Colin.
It looks... I don't want to throw it out. That's littering. That's littering. Yeah, no, that's coming up.
All right.
But it looks so much like the first one, I can understand why you'd be
No, I guess maybe it's just because we've talked about it so much that I feel like it had already come
Really?
out.
I don't think we've talked about it that much.
Really?
We're talking about the same one, right? The little spaceship save the
Oh
guys
yeah,
inside
when
the
you
Earth?
shoot like different little thingies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shoot the little...
I didn't beat the first one. It did not
Yeah, I
click with
played
me.
like
I was
20% of it,
I
maybe.
see.
It was cool, but...
I believe
a lot of
someone
collectibles.
said the ending was really good. Like surprisingly good for a little downloadable game.
I heard like
had
you're
a bit of a twist.
You're flying the ship, and like how in the background was always kind of see-through.
Uh-huh.
Just a giant cat head pops up, and you're like, "We were in the fishbowl!" No.
And then the credits
And then
roll.
the Undertaker comes
Undertaker punches the
kills
fishbowl.
the cat.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jeez.
You never know.
I know.
Violent.
That guy's brutal.
So March 1st,
Mm-hmm.
I can go out and buy a Pixel Junk Shooter 2.
Yep.
Colin,
Yes.
if I wanted to buy something right now in a store,
Mm-hmm.
where could I go to find out what's out?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
It's the software list.
Oh, that was hot.
Mm.
I like that. Yeah. All right, let's see. Nothing on PS2, nothing on PSP.
No surprise.
That was easy. That
Three
was
ga-
easy.
3 games on...
I doubt it.
I doubt it. 3 games now on PS3. Trinity Souls of Zilol.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's a Tecmo Koei game, I believe, where you
Oh.
can control different class characters. It's like kind of an adventure action type game.
Where does this fall in the Dynasty Warriors series?
It falls in the not connected, but
What?
It's a prequel.
it's
Test Drive Unlimited 2, which Ryan Clements will be reviewing.
yes.
And You Don't Know Jack, which Greg has already reviewed and gave it, what, an 8.5?
8.5.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
You like it?
Here's what happens. The night I get this game like on Friday before work closes out. But I only get the Xbox 360 debug build, and I don't want to lug a thing home and play on the weekend stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it on Monday. I get there Monday. All the retail games come in. I'm like, oh, perfect. I open them up and I look at these things, and they have the worst box art I've seen in quite some time. It's just like hot pink and like I understand the guy's head is you don't know Jack. That's the whole thing. So I was like, okay, but this box art's terrible. And so I'm not expecting anything, and I put it in. The menus are super bare bones. I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. And then the game itself's a lot of fun, and it's only $30 on
Right.
PS3 and
30
360.
bucks.
Yeah, I played
$30.
it with Greg for a game or whatever. I used to play it when I was younger on PC. I remember being huddled around the keyboard with your friends, and it felt the same. It has the same humor. Maybe it doesn't stand up as well, but I think it's still pretty cool.
I like that it's online.
Yeah,
Super
it's
easy
online.
to get into games. 4 players local, 4 players online. 73 episodes, I think, or 74. Just more than 70 episodes included, which each then have 10 questions apiece, and then the bonus round or at the end or whatever. I was having a conversation. Christine proofed it for me, and she was like, "Oh, that doesn't sound like that much. 10 questions, 7. You do the math. It's not that like." Buzz is like, oh, we have 5,000 questions. But the reason I dug it so much, right, is I love Buzz, and I think Buzz is a better trivia game for sure with the buzzers and the presentation and all that. But the problem is you're eventually going to get a duplicate question, and the way they set up each round and like the way he talks and his ending speeches are always the same, right? They're always very similar. But doing it where they put it down to just a little over 700 questions, and they sit there and make the transition so seamless and have it where they have answers for everything. Like if you and I are playing and you get it wrong, or if I'm playing with 4 people and get it right, like he has so many things to say that it is so polished and so slick at that part of the show. It just really feels unique and engaging, and I want to hear what he's going to say, and I want to know what his joke's going to be. It's all extremely well written, extremely well presented in the way he says everything.
Yeah, the presentation's slick.
Yeah,
for sure.
and but then the downside is looking at just a screen with questions on it. There's no like pomp and circumstance like a Buzz game, and then
Right.
the menus are goofy. But I had a lot of fun. I think it's an awesome trivia game, especially for $20.
30, you said.
30. Sorry,
30.
I'm also reviewing the PC version, which is just $20, which is not as good.
You have to use a keyboard, right?
Yep.
I think
2 players only, no online.
Oh, 2 players.
Keyboard, no gamepad support.
I feel like on PC it was 3 players, but I'm not positive about that.
You mean back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day.
I want to know if anyone ever sits down at their computer, shares a seat with their buddy,
See, this is
and
my
they crowd around a single keyboard.
I used to do it.
especially, but you used
Yeah,
to,
when you were,
right?
like, 12.
I just finished a draft of the review and sent it to Charles, and like the score drops not dramatically, but it's definitely way lower than it was when I reviewed it, right, on PS3. Just because I don't want to ever play a trivia game this way. You know what I mean? Like I could see me playing it on 360 PS3 and having fun, but like PC, it's like literally I'm on my own in a hotel room, like I'm traveling and I have it there. I'm like, I'll do some Buzz episodes,
I guess if you were,
episodes.
but on the flip side, if you maybe you were traveling with like your spouse or something, and you guys have a laptop with you, and you're like in the hotel waiting for like, or you're in the airport waiting, you just flip open your laptop and you play like trivia together.
Yeah,
I could see that. I could see where that would be like a good application.
I
for
can
it.
understand that. Yeah,
And then I punch her out.
Mm-hmm.
you celebrate vacations much differently than I do.
JK.
Ryan,
Yes.
I'm sick of boxes in my life. Where could I find out what came to the stores of the PlayStation?
You can go to this list I'm about to give you.
Digital download.
I thought the pilot was going to come back.
that was the
from
modem
you.
noise. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
It wasn't a good one.
That was a big. Try it again. Sounded like a
This is a
digital
transformer.
donkey.
Yeah, and then it would hang.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. 55%. We're almost there.
God, those were the-
That's a modem joke, kids.
Those were
Remember
the
those
days.
days?
Those
Yeah,
were the days
seriously.
of the 28.8. No, actually 14.4, 28.8.
mail.
Yeah, those were exciting days.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, we need to go. I just need another 30 minutes to download this song.
Those were
Anyway,
the days,
yeah, man.
bro.
All right. Downloadable games that came out this week. Explodimon.
Mm-hmm.
Tales from Space, About a Blob. Stacking.
Ooh.
And Plants vs. Zombies.
What a day.
That's a good day.
That was a pretty good day on that there Tuesday. And also, if you are interested in playing some retro games and you want to rock out to some PS1 classics, you have Pocket Fighter, as well as Real Fishing 2.
About
Now,
time.
here's
I've
the
been waiting for that one.
here's what's clever about this. All right, instead of REAL, they spell it REEL,
Like a fishing reel.
like it's a fishing
yes.
Gotcha.
reel. You know.
Das Boot. Got it.
Also, Harvest Moon, Back to Nature. All of these are $5.99. And unfortunately, I don't have any goofy mini names to share with you guys.
There are no
Thanks for
minis.
nothing, Jeff Rubenstein.
Oh, except there's an app. There's an app available to
so-
download. Yeah, it's called Filmy. Filmy is a movie viewer that plays AVC HD full high definition video files. I don't get that because the HD is high definition. But
High
anyway,
definition videos.
for the PlayStation 3. Its intuitive controls allow you to conveniently enjoy AVC HD.
Ben writes into beyond at IGN.com with a simple question. Should I care about Filmy? My answer is no.
No,
No, you should not. I
because
don't.
you should probably just like buy a Blu-ray disc.
Well, this is for stuff you made. You're not
Yeah,
burning your
I don't
home
even know what it
movies.
means.
Yeah, I don't-
No, it's like, if you and I filmed the video right now, and then I put it on my PS3, this would be a new way to look at it and
Got
hold on
it.
to it.
Got
and
it.
read files
So
and stuff.
the internet isn't a series of tubes?
No, the internet is
All
not. Oh, Jesus.
Ted Stevens is dead, sir.
Cat
Oh.
Stevens died?
Ted Stevens. Ted Stevens. Isn't that-
What's going on? Undertaker, no!
Wasn't that his name? The guy from Alaska, the senator that said that?
No, I have no
I
idea.
don't know. I don't
I don't listen to
read
politics. I
those,
just like the
those
little
newspapers.
quips they say.
Those magazines.
All right, that brings us to pick of the week. Colin, what are you recommending people pick up?
I say Explodimon.
Okay. I've not played Explodimon. I know you liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, I really think it's cool. I gave it an 8. I think people that like old school games, platformers,
Mm-hmm.
some puzzle solving, collecting, I think they're really going to dig it.
Plants vs. Zombie is obviously awesome. It's Plants vs. Zombie. Stacking, you've played a little bit. I've played a bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't super sold on
Yeah,
it.
not my cup of tea. I mean, I think it's really unique. People are going to like it.
See, this is the interesting thing I think about this week. Lots of good choices. A lot of solid, great games. The problem is not everyone's going to appeal to everybody. I liked, Jack quite a bit. If you don't have a lot of friends over at your house and you don't feel like doing, reading stuff and hearing, being on a game show, it's not your cup of tea.
Right.
Plants vs. Zombie, tower defense kind of thing, not your thing. Stacking, wandering around, being a farting doll, not your thing, I understand. But stacking, I liked a lot.
Greg, would
I
you
like it.
actually like to appear on a real TV show? Like as in a game show? Would you? Is that something you would want to say you had that opportunity?
Yeah,
where
well,
you
if I have
could-
the opportunity, I'm taking it.
you would be like a contestant.
Sure.
on something.
Everybody? Is there anybody who'd say no to this?
I think I might say no. I think I'd be actually too stressed out, and I would just, screw up and.
Which game would you be on? Love Connection?
No. What's the no whammies, no whammies?
Oh,
Press your luck.
Press your luck.
Yeah, I do press your luck.
I would love to be on Love Connection, even though it's 20 years old and hasn't been on since like 1991. Just
what
because
was
Chuck
it about?
Woolery was
Chuck Woolery, yeah.
Chuck Woolery was so handsome.
You went on like 2 dates, 3 dates. Or
Yeah,
something?
you'd go on. So you'd go on. Like a dude would come on, a single dude or a single woman. They would come on and sit and talk to Chuck Woolery, and then they would talk about dates they had with 3 different people, and the people would appear on video talking about the date and whether they liked it or not, and then the people in the audience would like talk about would vote.
I used to watch Love
This sounds
Connection,
awesome.
but this is the part I don't remember anymore. I remember Chuck and I remember watching the videos, but I don't remember what the game was anymore.
So they all went on a date, and then so 3 dates, and then the audience would vote on who they liked the most, and then that person would come out and talk in person, and then they would go on another date or something like that, or not. So the audience a lot voted for people that had conflict and stuff, and some people had really good matches. But Chuck Woolery was the man.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2. That was his thing. When they would go on
Because 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
If you could be a sensual vegetable, which vegetable would
yeah,
you
there
be?
you go. Clearly a pumpkin.
Those were my favorite questions on those dating games.
on
what's it called?
the Newlywed Game.
Or no, wasn't there the dating game or
Yeah,
what
yeah.
was
It was a
yeah.
dating game. That was old school.
Yeah, I know.
Kicking it old school. Oh, remember Singled Out on MTV? Jenny
Yeah,
McCarthy
dude, Singled
starred.
Out was awesome.
That guy who did nothing and then popped back up on G4.
I'm gonna lay down some fucking knowledge on you guys.
Lay
Are
it to
you
me.
ready? Here we go.
Lay the pipe.
The definitive dating show next on MTV.
Oh, come on.
Yes. You just it's the poor girl walks off the bus and he's like next. She's like what?
I remember what was remember Fifth Wheel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And let's see what else. Shipmates. You remember Shipmates?
I don't remember
Shipmates.
Shipmates.
It was the
vaguely.
guy that did Singled Out. I think was Chris Hardwick, right?
Yeah, that's him.
He did Shipmates. It was when they would send this couple that didn't know each other on a cruise together, and they would have to just be together for days, even if they didn't like each other.
Blind date.
Blind Date.
Blind Date's a classic.
My brother used to call. I can't remember that guy's name, the host, but he used to call him Son of Kasem because he looks.
We used to watch that together at the old office. Yeah.
Because he sounds like and looks like Casey Kasem.
I Blind Date has some of the most awkward television I've ever seen.
So good.
When they're just completely hate each other, but they apparently they just force you to finish your date.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's really
Forget
good.
about it.
A lot of good dating games. That ship sailed though. I think.
Dating games?
Yeah.
They'll be back.
Yeah, I hope so.
Fox Reality Channel. We used to watch it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's called The Bachelor, bro. What do you think that is?
I don't know. I've never watched it. That's prime time.
Yeah, I don't.
I got time
watch
for
it
prime
either.
time.
Yeah.
I got time for prime time.
I got time for
All right, so
Home Improvement. I got time
there's
for
no
that.
clear pick of the week. I don't think you could honestly go wrong with any of the downloadables games up.
Yeah, no.
I've seen a lot about a blob in action. Have not played it myself. Looked a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like a
Audrey's
puzzle
reviewing for us.
platformer, right?
Yeah, yeah. Stacking we like. Plants vs Zombies we like. You like Explodamon.
Yeah, I
Lots
think
of good stuff.
you guys will dig Explodamon too. I'm gonna see if I can get. I'm gonna reach out to them see if I can get codes to give away to the readers.
So
too,
at least a 4-way tie for pick of the week.
Yeah,
Possibly 3-way.
you could easily spend $60 on the PlayStation.
But you won't have two lucky listeners won't have to, Colin.
Okay.
Right now, here's a code for stacking: A8TJRKN4 7GD4. Here's a code for Plants vs Zombie: 2BCMN3NPATN6.
Nice.
You just made someone's night.
I sure did.
Hey, don't take
That's
both
what
of
I
those
do.
codes, by the way. Be nice. Let
There's
someone
no
else
way
do
they
it.
could.
On the keyboard,
They're
real
not
quick,
that
you get
fast.
it.
Yeah.
No. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I do like that some people have been doing a new. I'm giving it away now. Some people have been doing a new method of the thing where I've noticed, in comment number 2, somebody says, "I got the code, thanks guys." He didn't get the code. He's just trying to throw everybody else off. I like
clever.
the way this kid plays.
Very clever.
I like the way this kid
I enjoy
plays.
that.
So on all the episodes where we don't give codes out, and there's a dude
Yeah.
I got the code.
Well, because he did that, and I was like, oh, that's really fast. And then 2 days, I was like, I got the code, blah, and I was like, oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah.
I see what he's doing here. Lots of times we get good
Tricksy.
comments on the shows and stuff. Lots of times you get them in IGN, good kids. Sometimes you get a bad one. This is commenter of the week.
Wait, no. You mean this is the comment corner?
Comment
Correct.
corner. You're right. Yeah, sure.
It's on
Sorry.
our segment
It's
list.
episode 2. Comment corner. Sorry.
Yes, we got it.
All right. So,
Episode
anyways,
2.
we got a bad one. Yeah, we did last week. That was episode 1.
Oh, okay.
Of
I
comment
thought we were
corner.
just resetting the numbers.
No,
and now
we
we're
can't do
on
that. We got
podcast beyond
too
episode
many
2.
histories here from
Oh,
beyond.
okay.
So here we go. Episode 2. Comment corner. You got some kind of song? No? Okay.
It's the comment corner. That's like what I did last week.
That's perfect.
That's fun.
No, you guys were feeling it last week, I thought.
I thought we liked that a lot.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it up.
Comment corner. First off, I'm enjoying all the kids now who are posting fake comments and then saying, "Lol, good job, guys. I just want to be comment corner." So
Okay.
that's funny.
Excellent.
But we're not.
So that was funny.
We're not trying to actually get people to send in fake comments or mean
Right.
comments.
Yeah, we want
you
real
don't, you don't
comments.
want to be these people. Here comes a real comment from Anthony Battle, who didn't comment on the site. Actually, just sent something to Beyond at IGN to be a jerk.
All right.
But so if you want to be on Beyond at IGN.com, don't
Not
be a jerk.
to be a
though.
jerk,
Yeah,
yeah.
be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Be a nice guy.
Anthony Battle writes in and says, "Funny how you assholes get on your high horse and say you didn't play the game, so your comment is bullshit. Well, fuck that, and I'll tell you I knew I loved The Dark Knight based on preview videos. We all do it with movies, TV shows, and books, but games, oh no, not games. We form opinions based on what we do see, so excuse us if we see a 9 or higher and gets an 8 or lower and we don't like that. For you guys to get all self-righteous and say you didn't play so your opinion is laughable bullshit. By the way, Resistance fucking sucks, so please STFU about that damn game, Anthony Battle." That was IGN's comment corner.
That was awesome.
That's the comment
First of all,
corner.
I got that email. I'm glad you brought it up. Who the fuck judges a book
By videos.
based on its cover? There's a saying where you're not supposed to judge a book based on its cover.
It may be your friend. It may be your
Jesus
lover.
Christ.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Listen. I'm going to tell this battle guy one thing real quick.
Battle, dude.
You can't judge a game unless you've played it. You can't judge a movie unless you've seen it. You can't judge a television show unless you've seen it. You can't judge a book unless you read it.
Can't judge music unless you heard it.
Yes. I'm sick of this shit. You can't, no seriously, you can't, how can people come in the comments about Killzone? They haven't fucking played it. So how do you know if you're going to like it or not? You might think you're going to like it. You can't base it on the demo. You can't base it on the beta. The game's not out yet. So save your effing reservations until the game is out.
Colin's fired up.
That's it. I'm done.
The Undertaker punched through the wall of his heart. And had some.
Wow, that was fiery.
Am I wrong?
I agree.
I think.
Well,
No,
if you
I
play a
don't think-
demo,
I don't like people who get violently angry at us saying that, oh my god, I can't believe you gave Killzone an 8.5. It's clearly a 9. And you're like, you're allowed to say Killzone's awesome because I think the beta does give you an impression of Control is what they've done. Multiplayer is clearly phenomenal in the game, you know what I mean? But to sit there and say the whole package is a 9.0, I know that from these tastes. Then the argument is, why do we even finish games? Why do we play games and finish them?
Yeah, I mean,
because if you ever say, oh, I didn't beat that game, but I reviewed it, people jump on your ass.
No, I guess they're right. I mean, this guy judged Killzone based on videos and playing some beta, so I'm just gonna give Resistance 3. I don't know. Let's give it a 9. I watched some videos.
Sure
It looks
do that anyway.
It looks pretty cool, and we'll just wrap it up. Exclusive.
Exclusive on
Resistance
interview.
3.
All right, nice. All right. Do you have any other rotating segments you'd want to drop
Let me
in
just
this
check
point?
it out.
You have
I
something to
think-
say?
Don't forget beyond@ign.com, everybody, to be part of the show.
I think I'm good, actually. Yeah,
All right,
you
good.
guys keep rolling.
All right, sounds good.
I'm here
They
to.
see me roll.
I'm here to, give you a little back rub if you need it. If you
Okay.
start tensing up, you
No,
just
I'm
let
good.
me know.
You keep the ship on track.
All right.
You don't keep ship
Was
on
my,
track.
was my rant adequately violent enough?
Yeah, it was angry. You were fired up.
Because I'm really sick of reading
I'm gonna
that
have
stuff.
to bleep most of it out.
Really?
Yeah. I
It's funny
I
that
want to
you
protect your credibility.
that you said fucking really loudly, but then said effing like 3 seconds later, trying to censor
That's how he
yourself.
talks.
That was funny.
James writes in to beyond@ign.com and he says, I don't have PlayStation Plus. Stacking looks cool, and I would like to buy it. It's $15, but free for PlayStation Plus subscribers. A 3-month subscription only costs $18. $3 more than the game. Great deal. Question, after a very convoluted statement. If I buy the 3-month subscription sometime this week, will I still get stacking for free, or can only previous Plus members get the deal? No, James, you could buy the 3-month pass right now and get stacking for free. Eventually, stacking will come down not being free, I'd imagine. That's how PlayStation Plus deals work. So you want to strike while the iron's hot here.
Yeah, always down. I mean, that's what I do even if I'm not going to play the game. Like, I haven't really played Sam and Max yet, but they were free, so I just grabbed them and
Yeah,
I'll play them in
exactly.
the future. But he has to know that once his subscription lapses, if he doesn't renew, then that game won't be accessible anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Can you, in a case like that, can you buy it then?
Yeah, I'm sure
Would
you
you,
can.
just have to like pay money sort of again for it to own it permanently?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a little.
Well, I mean, it's
fishy.
free.
No, I don't
That's
think it is at all. It's like an extended rental. I mean, really, are you going to play stacking in a year?
That's that's the whole point. Whoa, Ryan's creeped me out. He's seen the darkness of men's souls, and it's changed him.
Hello, Richard. I like the name Richard for
I've noticed.
the darkness character.
Jonathan Corderio writes, and it says, Beyond,
Beyond.
Just a quick question for you guys. If you weren't working in the video game industry, what would you guys be doing? And how old were you guys when you knew you wanted to work in the industry? Keep up the good work. Keep on beyonding.
I was probably around 20 or maybe 21 because I decided very late in my college career that I would actually attempt to break into the industry. Because through most of my college career, I did not think it was possible, so I didn't even consider it an option.
I see.
But
What would you be doing if you did not work in the IGNs?
tough call. Can barely envision it since I love working here so much.
Okay.
But I would say that the only other thing that I had sort of been gearing up towards is some sort of academic field, maybe being a teacher or being, maybe a writer. But writers can't even make money.
Yeah, we're rolling in it over here.
I know.
Well, I mean, we're sort of. I'm talking about like a fiction writer for like trying to publish their own book. They have it rough.
Oh yeah,
They have
for
it
sure.
rough.
Colin, when did you know, and what would you be? I think
When did
we
I
already know
know?
what you'd be. You'd be some history professor. or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, when did I know? I don't know. I started writing for money for IGN when I was 18, so I guess I knew then that this is what I wanted to do. 18, around there. Yeah, I left after I graduated from college and became an editor. I was going to go to graduate school that September. So that would be 2007, 2008. My PhD would have been 2009. So I would be around getting my PhD probably around now, and that was my track for sure.
You think you'd wear more blazers?
Yeah, hopefully. I only own 2 blazers. I don't own nearly enough blazers to be a history professor.
That's true.
But that's what I would have done.
Okay.
How about you?
4th grade, I knew I wanted to write about video games, and if not here, I'd be writing newspaper stuff somewhere, probably journalism of some kind.
Would you be like crying yourself to sleep every night?
No. Well, I mean, I'm assuming he means if we didn't want to work here, right? Like I didn't take a special
right.
So no, I wouldn't know any better. Video games probably wouldn't exist in that universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be sad universe.
But in that universe, all right. Here's a question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You have 2 options. All right.
Yeah.
You can live in a universe with video games and everything is pretty much as normal. Let's say this is the universe we currently live in. All right.
Okay.
I'm describing the universe we currently live in.
Okay.
Video games exist. You're writing about them.
Right
You're
now,
happy. Everything's
this world.
good. This is universe A.
Okay.
In universe B, all right, video games in any form do not exist.
Uh-huh.
But you have superpowers.
Okay.
Which universe would you choose to
Are there
live in?
super villains? Are there other superheroes?
There is at least one supervillain, and potentially there is the possibility for more superheroes to come.
What kind of powers do I have? Unknown.
What kind of powers do you want?
Okay, so I'm just making. These are the kind of you don't just jump into a deal with the devil. You got to ask all these questions. You don't want to get tricked. Infinite
the
wishes.
powers that you have, you can. Well, the lesser known one is that you're able to toast without a toaster. Okay,
Uh-huh.
but you can also levitate. You have supersonic hearing. Your nose shoots fire.
Yeah, no, I don't want this.
Okay.
These are dumb powers.
All right, how about it? How about if you had Superman's powers?
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right, so no video games.
Yeah.
Superman's powers.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have time to play. He doesn't have time to play
Right.
video games. I read Invincible. I know what it's like. All right, I know how busy he's gonna be. I understand going from our life, which is what Mark used to live, and then becoming invincible.
And
You have to give up some things.
also-
but you get to have sex with Adam Eve, so it's worth it.
By the way, levitating and fire breath—that's not cool.
I thought you said fire out your nose.
Well, yeah, but you're sort of
Yeah, you
breathing
burn
it.
yourself.
Well, now I'm assuming I'm invulnerable to fire.
You're invulnerable to the fire that you breathe, but you're not invulnerable
So
to
why,
other fire.
why is the toasting of the bread separate from the? Because I conceive that you could figure out a way where you could use the fire bread to toast the
so
bread.
his mind does it. Like he kind of like his mind can heat up bread molecules and they start vibrating and it's toasted like from the inside out.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
But why doesn't it work on any other food?
He just doesn't have the
Can I
confidence.
cook rice by
Have the
thinking about it?
confidence.
AZ929 writes in and says, "Is Back to the Future ever coming to the PSN?" Yes, next Tuesday. There you go.
Whoa.
Episode 1. Very
Beyond.
late. I don't know why it took them so long to do that. That's
I didn't know.
nearly 2 months since
When
it
was
came
that
out on
announced?
PC. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that.
You gotta step up your game.
Yeah, seriously.
John writes in and says, "Greg, do you know why Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker has recently disappeared from the PSP PSN store?" I don't, John. Anthony Gallegos reported the same thing, and he said he only found it bundled with Portable Ops. I went on there, looked for it today, and searched for Metal Gear and found it that way. So it's back up. If it was down, I don't know what they would have been doing.
That's what I told Anthony to do too, because I knew it had to be living somewhere. It's just probably hard to find.
Okay. Here comes a question, or not even a question. He's burnt me is setting us straight. Last week we talked about Killzone 3, Killzone in general.
Oh,
a lot of things about
this is
why do
great.
these guys wear these dumb masks? It's stupid. How are people on this planet not getting sick? Why are humans on it? Burnt me sets it straight. I bet you don't really care. But the Helghast wear their masks on their own planet to show their heritage. It's like why some Native Americans wear their headdresses. It is something the Helghast require of all citizens of Helgen. They evolved over time to be able to breathe the atmosphere, and it takes time for a normal human to get sick.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
That's why Sev's
That-
not coughing up blood.
That actually does make sense. I mean, considering the
Yeah,
fiction.
no, that's fine.
The
That's
fiction.
good. Mike has a question about Killzone 3 in general. With Sev and Rico fighting for survival together on Helgen, I feel like a great opportunity for online co-op was missed. Any reason why it wasn't implemented? Future plans for it? Best regards, Mike. No, Mike, they've made no comment to it, but it is really weird considering there's offline co-op. There's
Yeah.
split screen co-op, which is decent, but that's not how I think most people play co-op games. At least in like me and Colin are. I'm never gonna say, "Hey, Colin, come over and play Killzone on my thing today and get no trophies." It's gonna be I'd much rather go online
Yeah.
and play trophies. With
I mean,
you.
we even played it.
Quite sure.
We played Killzone early co-op, or whatever. I wasn't super compelled by it just because it seems kind of archaic to play it on the same TV.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful game. I don't want it
Split screen.
shoved down. Yeah, into
Yeah.
these little things. Yeah.
All those little things.
I don't want to shove down those little things either.
All right, Colin,
Yes.
we're getting taken to task.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Am I getting taken to task or just Colin?
No, I don't think you're part of this deal,
Okay.
but it's something you were on the show for.
Okay.
Chris writes in and says, "Yo, dog, Beyond."
Yeah.
In September or October, you guys started this thing called the Quarterly Platinum, where you would pick a game each quarter and everyone would try to platinum it. You chose Dead Rising 2, and I, along with probably some other Mother Beyonders, went out and did it. What happened? I think you guys forgot about it. I think it was a good
forgot
idea
about-
and should be continued.
We forget about a lot of things. I don't even remember
Wow.
that. To be honest. I don't even remember that.
If not, my time spent platinuming this game was about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop.
Wow. I didn't.
Yeah, Chris.
That could be useful.
I gotta add that to the segment list.
Yeah, the Quarterly
The
Platinum.
quarterly platinum.
It was something we said, and I think we did arbitrarily assign Dead Rising 2, and then we discovered how hard Dead Rising 2 would be to platinum,
Yeah.
and kind of said, fuck
I
this.
went out and did this. What happened?
Yeah, I know, right?
Poor Chris.
I think it's time most people realize that we love you, and we're happy. We like like I always say, you listen to this, you're not a reader or a listener, you're our friends. You get to see us at our most us moments. One thing you need to know is we say a lot of things in the show we try to follow through on, and it's tough. I still have things I need to send to the people who got calls on 150.
Yeah.
All right, we're 24 episodes later.
That guy's name was Chris?
Yeah.
That did the platinum?
Uh-huh.
Chris. Podcast Beyond acknowledges your contributions to the Beyond universe. We thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that works for me.
Colin,
Yes.
get on your blazer and do some professing here, all right?
Okay.
Todd asks, number one,
Yes.
can you go into a little bit more detail about what makes a quote-unquote video game engine? Oftentimes I hear you guys refer to Unreal Engine 3.
The engine is just the architecture in which a game is made.
Right.
And that's the easiest way to look at it.
Totally.
So it's just the tool set that a developer will use. All right, it's funny because id's 20th anniversary was recently, and
You just did a nice article about them.
yeah, I wrote a piece about them, and one of the things that id really brought to the table was looking at engines instead of being proprietary as something that you can sell. And before that, in the 80s and early 90s and well into the 90s, it was considered kind of faux pas to let other people use your engines because you work so hard on them. But what facilitating the architecture for a lot of people has done is making games easier. So you'll see a lot of games built on id Tech 4, or like Brink, I think, is built on id Tech 4. Rage is built on id Tech 5. A lot of games are built on Unreal Engine 3, etc., and so on. So the engine is just the tool set that is given to developers so they don't have to build something proprietary to build. And that's basically a way for companies to make money. That's how id made a lot of money when they were in between working on games.
Imagine, if you will, how hard it would be. You have to set out and build a house.
a world where you have to build a house.
Yes. And before you build the house, you have to build all the tools, the hammers, the saws, the spinning blades, the laser sights. You have to build you have to build all of them before you build your house. Whereas like what Epic does, or wait, I always get
Epic's
that
right,
name.
Unreal.
They're selling you those hammers, those saws, so you can build your house, and you don't have to build the saw.
That was a
and
really
the
good.
hammer.
That was a really good analogy.
Yeah.
You tied it
and-
together for Todd.
And basically, it's cool because a company like id probably wouldn't have survived or been able to make as many good games as they had they not been licensing their engine.
Yeah.
We talk about Raven a lot. Greg makes fun of me, but Raven exclusively uses Ed's.
I don't
id's
make fun
engine.
of you because of talking about Raven. Just the fact that you continue to like try to push for Singularity 2, Wolfenstein 2, and all this garbage nobody wants.
Wolfenstein was Wolfenstein 3.
You know what
so-
we need is a new X-Men. We need a new Wolverine game, not tied to the movie. That's what Raven should be working on.
Yeah, I thought the Wolverine game was
straight up
cool though.
Wolverine
Cut
game.
open this can of chili and eat it.
Hey, bub.
Hey,
I'm
bub.
gonna cut the top of this chili off and eat it. What do you think?
These are all.
What do you think
thi-
of that, bub?
This quote, as well as me whispering earlier in the show,
Keep
keep
talking
talking
Japanese,
dog. These are things Greg said while playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I will say something interesting though. This actually came up. I went out to have lunch today with one of the Homefront developers, and we were talking about engines. And he was saying how,
hat.
huh?
Food hat.
I'm a food hat. Yep. And he was saying that you can go online and download. One of the things they do is they like at the studio is they like bring in interns or new people, whatever, and they just sit them in front of Unreal Engine 3, which apparently you can download for free now.
Oh, nice.
The tool set or whatever, and then just see if people can work with it because it shows if you're dedicated to the crafter. So I guess Unreal does what it does, which is eventually that engine becomes free because you can download id Tech 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4 for free now, if you wanted to, and they open it up to the community. So I think it's really cool. It makes it easier for everyone to make games, which is nice. We would have many less games if there was not engine licensing.
Many less games.
Many less games. That's awful. Less games. We just have less games.
Fewer.
You'd have fewer.
You would have
You
fewer
count the
games.
number of games, so it's fewer. Okay.
What's the less thing then?
Less air, like something you can't enumerate. You can't enumerate air. It's just air.
Interesting.
I could, because you could probably measure volume of air.
But you wouldn't call it that way, though. You wouldn't say,
Yeah, we'll see.
I have 36 units of air. You'd say I have, 36 hydrogen molecules, whatever.
Okay,
Which is not a lot.
Pops.
Pops? Todd's second question, on a slightly different note. When you are reviewing video games, do you take handwritten notes to go back with to review a game? Or do you... What? That doesn't make any sense. Hold on, Todd. Slow up. On a slightly different note, when you are reviewing video games, comma, do you take handwritten notes to go back with, comma, and to review a game, comma, do you have to complete the entire game? Do you take notes and do you complete the entire game? That's what he's asking.
Got it. We've addressed this this question in the
the
past.
note part I thought was interesting.
Yes.
Do you complete the game? You want to. In
Yes.
a perfect world, you do. Sometimes you play enough of it to say, I'm done, and this is what it is. Because, how many hours do you have to go into a game?
What was that bear
Naughty Bear.
game?
Did not beat Naughty Bear. Because, like I said in the thing, I've played several hours of... I forget, I had a really great opening line on that one. Go read that. But it was something like, I've played several hours of Naughty Bear. I've wasted a lot of time with Naughty Bear, and I don't... whatever. This is why I write. This is why I don't pontificate. It was something good, though. It was very clever. I
But what
remember.
about your notes,
I
Greg?
wrote it, and I was very proud of it. Very rarely. If it's a game where I'm going to be, like the whole awesome part of it is right that they're calling out certain things that something I need to write down and remember. Yes, but not for when you're reviewing a game, not really. Like Dead Space, no. An Uncharted, not really. No.
On the other side of the spectrum, for almost every game I've ever reviewed, there is a note page somewhere in the world that I have written on, even if it's only a couple things.
Yeah.
But I know it seems like an antiquated system, but
No,
I
it's not.
split the page down the middle. The titles on top, game titles on top. Split the page down the middle. I have a pros and cons, and then a little space on the bottom for just miscellaneous notes. And I just literally anytime I think this sucks, I'll put it in the cons section. If I find something I want to call it later. Pros.
See, this is usually what I do is I'll sit there after I beat it, and that's when I start thinking of what I want to write and how I want to write it. Because usually I want to start with what interests me the most or what I thought stood out to me.
I'm newer to it, but
You've been reviewing before then. Though.
yeah, but I have been reviewing. For some games I don't, but for some games I do. Like with Explodamon, I wrote a page of notes, but I didn't even look at it when I was writing the review. What I really wanted to see they were bullet points, and I really wanted to just make sure I touched on everything, and I kind of just went through and crossed everything off. I didn't miss anything mentally, so I didn't even need to really do it. But it was a good way to.
See, I used to take notes. I used to take copious notes on stuff and pause and write, and then I found that when I sat down to write, I never looked at the notes. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
for a preview when you're introducing characters and numbers of modes and stuff like that. That's when I feel like notes really help me out, and I take feverish notes at demos usually, but.
Yeah.
And as far as reviewing games to completion, I think it's important a lot of times, but I don't think it's always necessary to complete a game. A game like Dragon Quest VI, which I'm reviewing right now for DS, I could probably competently review it right now about halfway through the game, but I don't know how long the game is. I don't know how it ends and stuff like that. So I need to see that game through to the end. I think you have to kind of approach it on a case-by-case basis. Yeah.
Carnival of Sins writes in. Good name. I wonder, is anyone excited for Marvel vs. Capcom 3? You guys haven't been talking about it much. I just want to know who will be reviewing it, and when will it go up? Yeah, well, first off, the second part of your question. The first, whatever. It's been a long day. Rich George reviewing it. He's the one who's been putting up just kick-ass coverage on it pretty much nonstop.
He's our executive editor of the Nintendo channel.
Yeah. He's been putting up videos left and right. Clements, you helped out for a long time with the roster updates.
But that was strictly like factual stuff. I haven't really gotten a lot of hands-on time with it. I've played it before from here and there.
Yeah. Reviews going up Monday, February 14th. I want to say 8 a.m. I'm pretty sure, confident in 8 a.m. Look for it there on IGN.com. Personally, yeah, I'm not a huge fighting fan. I sat down and played it today and mashed buttons and was able to beat Damon in one of 3 matches, who had played a little bit more than me. And I screamed things like, "Yeah, you talk Japanese, dog!" And then I did a bunch of bad Wolverine impressions. Mm-hmm. It was all right.
When you say bad Wolverine impressions, you mean perfect Wolverine impressions?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the can. I'm gonna cut the can off these beans and eat them, bub.
Cut the can off these beans.
I love it. You gotta cut the can off.
Gotta cut that can.
Colin, what do you think?
No, I'm not a big fighting. I used to be a big fighting fan, but I'm really not anymore. I know people are really excited about this game. There are people in the office that are really excited about it. Obviously, the community is going to be really excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm not really compelled by the roster, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's really kind of a weak roster. So I'd be much more interested in it if there was cooler characters in it, I guess. I don't even care about the Marvel side. I'm really kind of disappointed with the Capcom characters.
No Frank West. I wanted Frank West today.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it, right? Or whatever that was the rumor.
He was in the other one, Capcom versus
Tatsunoko.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe he'll be DLC, but, like, where's Mega Man or Mega Man X? Where's Wily? There's a bunch of, like, just cool
Yo,
Capcom.
Zero's in there, bro.
Yeah, Zero's in there and Tron's in there, but I don't know. It just seems like it's not as big of a roster, and I don't really know how focused the roster is going to be and stuff. But I know people are really excited about it. So.
I know I talked about this to a developer at Capcom recently, actually, but I don't know if I ever talked about it on the show. And just because, the Beyond Nation's my family, you guys are my family, I'm going to say this really embarrassing story. Did I ever talk about Zero?
No, I don't think so.
When I was very young, I would like to say maybe just turned teenager. I'm not really sure. When had Mega Man really... Like, when did Mega Man X came out?
Like 93.
93. So how old was I then? Let's see.
You were not a teenager.
No, I wasn't even a teenager then. All right.
You're like 9.
Yeah. So around that age, before I was a teenager, I totally thought Zero was a girl. And I had a huge crush on him/her. Like, any picture I saw of Zero, I was like, that chick is hot.
He is androgynous.
I was like, oh, man, she's got this big ponytail and a sword. Oh, awesome. I'm such a crush on her. And it's like, Zero turns out to be a dude. And I was like, well.
You were a kid. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy sexual thing.
No. Yeah, it was fine.
That's not that embarrassing.
Did you tell someone this? Did you tell the developers?
Yeah, I told the developer. They were cracking up. They thought it was funny. And it was like this very, like formal meeting too. And I'm just like, hey, you guys know what? I had a crush on Zero.
I used to pop boners to Zero.
maybe not that. Maybe not that much. Wow. Folks, Greg just did an impression of popping a boner.
No, that was you telling the story.
Oh, all right. I thought that's what you look like.
So yeah, sadly, none of us are super excited for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Rich George is. He's been playing the hell out of that
Mark
thing.
Ryan.
I think the game's going to be cool, but for some reason it's not clicking with me. I have other things to be excited about.
However, you know who is excited for it? The one and only Dopalicious. Longtime Podcast Beyond listener. He writes, and it says, Beyond. I'm putting together a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament series in the IGN lobby. I'd like to extend the invite to you, editors, we won't do it, and the Beyond Nation to compete. They will. Sign up thread is up on the IGN PS3 lobby boards. Hope to be a fun chance for the IGN community to play together and bring more people in. Would it be okay if I emailed you the winner to have their names announced on the podcast? Why, of course it would, Dopalicious.
Yes.
And if you'd like to be a part of this, everyone, you can go to tinyurl.com/IGNMVC3, tinyurl.com/IGNMVC3.
Okay, there you go.
There, I got it.
Yeah.
You're so good with
you love
with doing all these tiny
you
URLs.
love tiny URL.
Well, they give out the giant IGN one. Nobody's gonna get that.
Boards.ign.com.
Can I ask you, how do you make these custom tiny URLs?
You go to tinyurl.com and it says
You have to log in though.
It's just
You just
tinyurl.com.
put it there. Yeah, you guess whatever you want. Yeah. I had another one here, so I'll get to it real quick. Hey guys, my name is Jack. First, I have an idea for a game you should review. It's called Minecraft. It's on the PC, but the PC doesn't have a podcast. First off, Minecraft, we know what it is. Charles on Yet played the hell out of it, previewed it, and it's in beta, so it's not getting reviewed anytime soon. If you'd like to know more about Minecraft, you can go to tinyurl.com/MinecraftIGN. tinyurl.com/MinecraftIGN.
You just like we're really feeling the tiny URL.
I gotta help kids. They don't know how to use the internets. They need to be pointed around. He had another question, but I don't want to read it, Jack. I'm sorry. We need to wrap up. It's getting late in this day. We got stuff to do.
We've already been recording for an hour, Colin.
Yeah?
The final thing before we go here comes from Ethan. I'm going to PAX for the first time this year. PAX East, he says. And I was wondering if you guys have suggestions regarding what to expect and what to focus on seeing. Also, are any of you going to be there? Is there going to be a meet and greet? Since I live in Northeast Ohio, I never get to go to those. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, PAX, what do you want to say? I've been to a PAX. I've been to both PAX last year. Did anybody been to a PAX?
Never been to a PAX.
It's an awesome community show. Expect to go there and meet a lot of cool kids and play a lot of games that you wouldn't have a chance to beforehand. If you are a diehard IGN person, chances are you'll have read about a lot of stuff shown there already. Like usually when we go to PAX as far as a site, you get there and it's like, oh, okay, we've seen all these games before. But all that means is that we get to hang out with people like yourself, Ethan, have a great time. So yes, there's two things you need to know. There will be a meet and greet, details to come. Probably look for it that Saturday of PAX weekend. And then Sunday at 3:30, there is an IGN Presents Game Scoop. IGN Game Scoop live podcast panel there. I'll be on it representing Beyond. Damon will be there to host for Game Scoop. Probably some other guests and crazy giveaways. So look for us out in Boston.
Oh yeah,
Sunday,
speaking of giveaways, should we solicit now for these games that have been?
Why don't you, Colin?
Okay, so here's the story. I'm gonna give you a little backstory because I like backstories.
I'm ready.
Start way back.
Wait, all right, so
there's a big bang.
So that's like 13.7 billion years ago. There's a big bang, and then about some things happen.
It's
and then,
probably more than 13 billion, right?
No, I think it's 13.7 billion is the age of the universe, and the age of the Earth is 5 billion.
At what point did Jesus bury the dinosaur bones?
2,000 years ago.
Thank you.
And that's the way it went. So then we're here today. And
Vast history of the world. So that's the way it went, and now we're here.
This is why I'm not a history professor. All right. So I take care of the game cabinets here, which is basically our game collection, and it's quite a rigorous thing. And we have two copies of. We want to have two copies of as many games as possible. We have two copies of some games. We have one copy of pretty much everything else. But then we have like all these games, like multiple copies that we don't need anymore. So today I went in and I basically gave them all away to the editors that wanted them.
Yeah.
And we had an email chain going around and all that stuff. But there were Xbox games left over, which Damon will take care of. But I have 5 PS3 games that we haven't given away, Greg. We just have.
That were so bad.
Yeah,
nobody wanted them.
Yeah, so these games aren't
games were who wants free video games?
Yeah.
And everyone went, no, I'll pass, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So these aren't the greatest games, but they like free things though, don't they?
Everybody loves free things.
So here's the thing. Two of these games are older sports games, and I didn't want to give them away individually. It's NHL 2K10 and MLB 10, the show. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to bundle all 5 of these games together. So here are the 5 games that you'll get. NHL 2K10, MLB 10, the show, Dragon Ball Raging Blast, Dead to Rights Retribution, and Game of the Year, Brunswick Pro Bowling.
Move compatible.
Not Game of the Year.
No, not Game of the Year. So, some sports games that are old that we maybe want to mess around with, some decent games. So here's what I want from you guys. I want art. This is what I want. I just want art of Greg, Clements, and I. I don't care what you do. I just want art. And you can use your imaginations. The person that sends in the best art, what do you want to say? You want to say by next week? Should we give it 2 weeks, Greg?
I like the next week.
Okay,
I like the immediacy of it.
So, all right. So within the next 6 days, because the 7th day, I rest. And we also record Beyond. So in the next 6 days, send us some art, your best art. And the person with the best art, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
You'll get on the wall.
You'll get on the wall.
We'll embed it in the article.
Yeah, we'll embed it in the article. You'll get on the wall, and maybe we'll vote. There's 3 of us, so that's a good way to vote. That's fair.
Yes,
we can vote.
yes.
And the winner will get a package with NHL 2K10, MLB 10, the show, Dragon Ball Raging Blast, Dead to Rights Retribution, and Brunswick Pro Bowling.
At the very least, you can trade them in.
Yeah, do what you want.
Don't do that.
Use them for Skeet.
Where can they send them? Where do they send the art?
You send them to the beyond@ign.com.
All right.
Don't send them to Facebook. Don't send them to Twitter.
No, don't do that.
Thank you.
But follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
IGN's IGN.
Mm.
Ryan is Poem Cider.
Mm.
Colin is No Taxation.
Mm-hmm.
Greg is Game Over Greggy. GG
That was kind of a creepy Twitter
I was
introduction.
staring at Colin in Colin's eyes the whole time, so it was hard to say Ryan and not say
Yes.
Colin. I tricked everybody. Even the Undertaker.
By the way, I know I was resistant to Twitter at first, but I really like it.
Damn right.
And I've been using Facebook like less and less.
Yeah, that happens.
It's just
because
too
Facebook
much.
is antiquated.
Yes.
Oh, I wanna add you as a friend. Okay, confirm. Add to list. Readers. Dismiss. Exit.
Yeah.
Okay, profile. Thank you.
I can't do it. I have like 50 of them right now, and I know it's just gonna get worse.
Oh, I have 5 event invites. All right, let me
they're
go
all,
to the.
so something in South Dakota.
Someone poked me. Let me close that. Oh God!
Yeah,
and then a fist comes out of the screen and punches you in the balls.
That's because Facebook is sentient.
Or for our female listeners, punches you in the boob.
Is that the equivalent? You think?
Yeah. No, well, I just didn't want to say anything more vulgar than that.
Vagina?
Yeah.
I think if we're saying balls, I think we're okay to say.
Would that hurt?
Yeah.
If you were just getting
you're getting punched anywhere, and it's bone. Like you figure getting a tattoo on your like ankle is supposed to hurt the most because there's not a lot of skin. It's just skin and bone. Ryan, take me home.
Okay. I feel uncomfortable. All right, this was almost a request from Colin.
Yeah, I thought this was really good.
Because he really enjoyed it. Because the part of this reader's name may in fact contain a racial slur, I'm going to just call him D.
Yeah.
All right? This is from D. And so D writes, "Hey, I'm D. Always enjoy the podcast and had a free afternoon, so I put together a tribute rap called Beyond. Hope you enjoy." Thank you, D. And I mean, we joke. I'm sure you probably weren't trying to be horrendously offensive with your name, but I'm just being careful in the interest
if we could see him
of our dear readers.
Maybe it would make more sense.
Yeah.
It's like when I call somebody fat or I say fat. I'm allowed to do that because I'm fat. But you wouldn't know that necessarily if you just heard my voice. Think, oh man, listen to this sexy
We've had
dude.
discussions about that. I don't think you're fat.
That hunky Greg Miller.
Yeah, there you go.
With his washboard abs.
Anyway, D, this was enjoyable. This was a funny little piece, and the rhythm, I was enjoying it. The way that all the words come together, the way like a rap happens, it's great.
All right.
So if you want to send in a song of you or your band or just some musical styling that you would like me to plug on the show, well, if you would like us to plug, I should say, send it to beyond@ign.com, which is where you're supposed to send everything.
All right, it's easy.
Yeah.
So easy, a Colin could do it.
Yeah, well, I'm dumb.
All right. Thanks for listening to Podcast Beyond episode 174. We'll see you next week. Beyond.
Let's go party.
Red wine.
Go. Oh, shit, I did out of order.
Yeah. You mess with us and you know you gonna get beyond, cause we beyond anything that you ever known. You mess with us and you know you gonna get beyond, cause we beyond anything that you ever known. Every week, Podcast Beyond, dropping knowledge. You feeling stupid like a dropout at community college. We got that dream team trio, make the ladies scream, while you as worthless as a PlayStation home theme. Ryan Clements getting too damn high like the Wren, making songs on top of his head like they was heaven sent. K-popping, name dropping, show stopping, JRPG copping, Villa gets the party hopping. Colin Moriarty causing drama for Obama. He watching Fox News while taking trophies from your mama. He got your head spinning encyclopedic history. He's still a guide guru, gaming ain't no mystery. Greg Miller, number 3, a real Ghostbuster. He be peace walking the hood like he a street hustler. He be that game killer, rolling with his Don Patillo. Superboy with an S on his chest, Missouri Greg Miller. You mess with us and you know you gonna get beyond, cause we beyond anything that you ever known. You mess with us and you know you gonna get beyond, cause we beyond anything that you ever known. Roper report, roping dope, stashing hopes, break it down and killing rumors like these brothers work for Snopes. They got the topic of the week, but you could call it toe. Sony PlayStation scholars, man, you didn't know. You trying to disrespect, son, you just got Floridored. You about to be extinct like Nenville last dinosaur. They infamous, but they name's not Cole McGrath. You just a super scrubber dub, homie, take a bath. PlayStation 3, you know they making waves like a perm. They crew rose up when they hear PS and hit confirm. You just a bronze when you know they rockin' platinum. The Xbox running off at the mouth beyond a platinum. Tokyo to E3, CES, GDC, PS1 to PS3, beyond be making history.